வரித்துறை தலைமை அதிகாரி ஏ.கே. வத்சவா அவர்களே, பி.பி. சேகரன் அவர்களே, ரவி கொட்டாரக்கரா, காற்றகட்ட பிரசாத், தியாகராஜன் சார், தம்பி சிவா, ஏனைய தயாரிப்பாளர் சகோதரர்களே, ஊடக நண்பர்களே, பத்திரிகை சகோதரர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என் பணிவான மாலை தமிழ் வணக்கத்தினை மகிழ்வோடு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். வருமான வரித்துறை என்றாலே ஒரு காலகட்டத்திலே ஒரு இனம் தெரியாத ஒரு கிளேசத்துடன் நாம் வாழ்ந்த காலம் கடந்து இப்பொழுது சகோதர வாஞ்சியுடன் தாயன்போடு அவர்கள் அரவணைத்து நமக்கு வழிகாட்டுதலுக்காக இன்று அவர்கள் வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். நமக்கும் சில சங்கடங்கள் எப்படி நம் எதிர்காலத்தை நோக்கி பயணிக்க போகிறோம் என்பதை பற்றி ஒரு கலந்துரையாடலாம் இருக்கிறது. ஆகவே வந்திருக்கும் அதிகாரிகளை ஆத்மார்த்தமாக திரையுலகின் சார்பாக, தயாரிப்பாளர் சங்கத்தின் சார்பாக, பிலிம் சேம்பர் சார்பாக, பிலிம் ஃபெடரேஷன் சார்பாக, உங்கள் அனைவரின் சார்பாக வருக வருக என்று வரவேற்று இந்த சிறப்புரை ஆற்றியவுடன் அதிகாரி அவர்கள், உயர் அதிகாரி அவர்கள் செல்வார். பிறகு அவர்களோடு பயணிக்கக்கூடிய அதிகாரிகளோடு நாம் கலந்துரையாடுவோம் என்று சொல்லி நிறைவு செய்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Now may I request Mr. Srivatsava, Chief Commissioner of Incometax, to give this inaugural address, please.
All the present spectators and members, it is an occasion for me to have an interaction with you all. Is it working or not? Yeah. Hello. Hello. I think now I am audible. Welcome and good evening. It is a great opportunity for me to have an interaction with you all. There was a discussion with our officers when the idea was floated that we should have an interaction. Normally, Income Tax Department is seen as intruder and unwelcome guest. Rather, if you go to the extreme, a necessary evil that has to be tolerated. But we are doing a service to the society, though behind the curtain we are not visible. That's true, because our role is like that. We had discussions with many of personalities, and often a natural way of protest, why should I pay taxes when I am earning income? I have labored hard to earn my income, then why to pay taxes? That's right. Everybody, after doing hard labor, had to keep his remuneration in his pocket and to make expenses as he likes. But we have expectations from the group, from the society, and we all crave for a good living, and we demand facilities from the organization that we are a part of. Like society, we expect that my neighbor should not disturb me when I am sleeping. If I am sick, then naturally I expect my next door neighbor that he should call for some doctor. We similarly expect the municipality that our roads should be clean, our sewerage should be in functioning order. Similarly, from government, in fact, government is one and same. The function has been divided by the constitution, because for a country, vast country like India, it is not possible to make satisfactory governance from a single place. So, because of diverse conditions, the requirement of different localities are different. So, by constitution, it was divided into several administrative units, and the functions which is related to a specific area was devolved on the state government, which is the primary vehicle of development. So we always ask for good roads, good schools, good hospitals, but ultimately from where the money comes, that is the main issue. In fact, just while before coming here, I had a talk with members of federation that make in India. Now it has been seriously taken up, but for that requires money. If I have money, so what I can purchase a car, I can build a good building, but I can't provide sewerage line, I can't provide roads. So that for that finance is required. The TDS, TDS is a special instrument of taxation. Let me first, before I proceed on, I should say that whatever we collect as taxes from a particular state, that is returned to the state, 80% of the same is returned to the state by way of arrangement of finance commission, 80%, and that comes as grants. It is not refundable, it is not a loan. So whatever collect, we give back to the society so that the various development works may be taken. TDS is a very non-intrusive form of taxation. Its full form is tax deducted at source. Here, one very important thing which makes it different from other form of taxation, that the persons paying the taxes does not pay on his own income. So that's why it is non-intrusive. Suppose A is earning income, so A does not pay TDS. He gets receipt from B. So it is the B who is paying certain amount to A. He deducts the tax again on behalf of A. So the payment also belong to A only, and the taxes also belong to A only, for which A will get credit at the time of filing his return of income. So the amount that B retains does not belong to him. That is a basic difference, and this concept should be always kept in view. Because it does not know at the time, does not feel, because he is getting only a net amount. Out of 100 rupees, suppose 5 rupees is deducted as tax, he is getting only 95. So he is making his plan of life on the basis of 95. So 5 has already been taken away. So that's why it is non-obtrusive. Not only that, the tax is being collected from the source generation itself. This is why the persons paying taxes does not feel it. Normally, when you have to pay taxes after earning, you feel it. If I ask several of the audience present here, okay, do you pay tax? Then many will say, no, I don't pay tax. My limit is less than taxable and all those things. But mind you, each and every citizen is paying taxes, howsoever poor he may be, because there are two forms of taxations. One is direct, another is indirect. When you are purchasing soap, when you are going to restaurant, you are paying taxes. When you are purchasing petrol, about slightly less than 50% of that is found by excise and all those things. So everybody is paying taxes. And if somebody does not pay taxes that is due to him, then what? Government needs money for development. So what he'll do? So he will either increase the rate or make the law stringent, and as a result, the person who is the least suspecting, person who is not capable to plan, not capable to engage advocation, and he suffered. So ultimately what it transpired? It transpired that evasion by a capable person result into paying higher taxes by not so capable. In fact, I remember a advertisement made, I think it was by US Internal Revenue Service. So one person was had purchased the ice cream. So he was just about to eat. So somebody from the behind, he was eating his ice cream. So it is like that. The persons who is evading taxes, he is eating into your share. That every of us should be aware. So taxes is not a bad thing, and as a citizen, everybody should be vigilant. Okay, nobody should steal my ice cream. That it is then only we are going to progress as a society. Just here, uh, uh, this seminar is being inaugurated. I am very happy to declare it open, and I hope that you will take benefit from our discussions. Again, I will request that if anybody has any sort of suspicions, any sort of queries, any sort of questions, please be free to ask, because whatever we are discussing, that is solely on the basis of act. What the act says, we will explain only that. We are interacting without any type of self-interest on our part. In fact, our sole intention is that you should be aware of the provision. Every citizen should be aware of the provision so that nobody can befool him. And mind it, it is often said that law is very complex. It should be straightened, it should be made simplified, all those things. And despite the facts we got independence in 1947, we turned republic in 1950, and still the law has not been simplified. Still it is complex. In fact, on my personal part, even after rendering service of almost 34 years, 35 years, I can't be sure that this is the meaning of this word, because the government, apart from collecting tax, sometimes want to serve many interests want to promote certain ideas or certain policy, and sometimes it is sought to be achieved by taxes. Second thing, act itself is not meant for a person or a single class of person. It has to cover all the activities which are very diverse in nature and to provide for all eventuality. And still, you can't foresee every type of eventuality. So, there will be several provisos, several clauses, several exceptions, and all those things. So, of course, we are making recommendation for making simpler. But as you all are aware, in democracy there are several interests. We compete with each other, and sometimes these are accepted, sometimes these are not accepted. But recently, we have taken several measures to simplify the administration. In fact, though it is not directly related to the TDS, which the seminar is all about, but it is very relevant for you all. We have recently initiated a e-assessment. In simple term, in most simplistic term, e-assessment means that the department will not call for the taxpayer for assessing his income, and taxpayer in turn or his representative need not go physically. Then you say, okay, how it will be done? So we have devised a system that we will be sending the questionnaire on email, and the taxpayer will reply on email, and we will assess the taxable income on the basis of information. I think it will save a lot of time, it will a lot of inconvenience, and without disturbing the normal routine work of taxpayers, their total income will be assessed. Similarly, we have provided facility for redressal of grievance. If you have a grievance, you need not come to income tax office. Whatever the grievance, that will be uploaded on computer. We will go through it, and we will take up the remedial measures, and we will rectify on the computer also. We will inform this action has been taken, and whatever we say, that will be visible to you. Every taxpayers will be have access to it. So that's way communication has been made faster and easier. In fact, we have also provided for filing petitions, certification application, and all those things on the portal itself. There is a portal www.incometax.india.government. In fact, we have advertised it also, and it is available on the portal of Income Tax Department as well as Tamil Nadu Income Tax Department. Also, all are free, welcome to access it, and you will realize that many facilities are available. Otherwise, the taxpayer has to go to the income tax office and unnecessarily spend out of his valuable time. The detail will be discussed by our officers. Only say, as a film producer, you are engaging so many persons, because basically production of film is a team effort. Everybody contributes his bit. There are many artists, there are many professionals, there are many technical persons. So it is mandatory that out of payment, deductions should be made, and whatever tax is deducted, that has to be paid in the government account within a certain time. It's a specified time. In fact, I will request all of you that you can purchase Income Tax Act hardly 5 rupees, 10 rupees, simplest form, and go through it. Uh, Normally, the after deducting taxes, you are the deductor. Deductor means the person who have paid and deducted tax of the feet. Has to deposit in the central government account within 7 days of last of month. Like February, uh, February it will be different thing. It is last month. Suppose deduction has been made in 15th December. So by 7th of January, that has to be uh, paid to the central government account. And second responsibility that is cast upon the deductor is that he has to file the quarterly statements. As name itself signify, it is quarterly statement that the return had to file once in a 4 months. So like for April, May and June, the quarterly statement will be filed by 15th of July and so on. For July, August, September, by October. So, and all these are totally computerized. You don't have to come in contact with any of the taxpayer, does not have to contact with any of the income tax officials. It is electronically loaded and the deductor has access to the informations whatever he has filed. Suppose he has made mistake, then he provided opportunity to rectify it by filing correction statement. Yeah, that is the procedure. Main provisions related. Normally, there are different types of rates for different types of payments. Normally, ordinary contract, it is 2%. But when special services are rendered, like professional services, like technical services, so it is 10%. Yeah. Similarly, if there is production processes involved or virtual print fee, so in that cases it is 10%. Okay. On equipment hire charges, because in the production line, hiring is very common thing. So it is very relevant there. So if the hiring of machinery is made, it is 2%. But if set are hired or some space is hired, then it is 10%. In short, I will mention the section 192 to 194. That ordinary relates. Of course, 195 is for lower deductions and it relates, 195 for tax on DDS on foreign payment and 197 for lower deduction. But the most important thing from your point of view is section 200 and rule 30. That prescribes the limitation period under which the tax deducted should be paid into the account of central government. Of course, our officers, he will be discussing it in detail, and as I told you that if you have any doubt, you are free to ask, and you must ask. Then a nature arises, and often when during proceeding, we come across plea that my financial condition was bad, I did not have enough money to pay, and all those things. Here, I am explaining the fundamental things. Suppose A gives some money to B, saying that you should pay to the C within a certain time. So that money does not belong to B. A is paying to B for a certain reason, that it should pay B to C. and he is accepting it. So there is an understanding, there is a contact between the two, A and B, that okay, I will pay the money, I will transfer the money on your behalf. So in the first place, the money does not belong to B at all. So whether he had financial resources to pay or not, that is not relevant. Of course, it is A money, and you have to pass on to C. So ultimately, it is like that. If somebody takes money from one's pocket, and when asked to okay, why you have taken, no, my financial condition is very bad. Okay, why did you taken the money from the pocket? So this example I have purposely given. So such type of unauthorized expense, unauthorized actions involves criminal proceeding also, which Income Tax Act also visualized. Okay, suppose somebody says that okay, I will deduct the money, and whatever the money payable, I will not pay to government. The government will know after much time, and whatever will be action taken, we will see to it. And this is our problem. Okay, we will deal with it as a. So, so this I am just stressing that when we keep the money belonging to the third party, see here government. So that means we are, the deductor is using the money belonging to some other person in a manner which is not sanctioned by law. So apart from the default, which is civil in nature, breach of trust, criminal intent, intention to cheat, all those things arise. So apart from the provision of income tax, the provision of CRPC also arises. This is why in Income Tax Act, three types of provisions are there. Suppose the deductor, he deducted the money, but he did not pay. What happens? The persons whom the payment has been made, so he at the time of, he will claim that tax has been deducted from my payment, so why should I suffer? Naturally, he will make noise, and for that he will ask a TDS certificate from the deductor. If he get TDS certificate, he will file with the return. So what is happening? The government is adjusting, giving him credit without getting anything. So it will create a problem, it will create a grievance. So if the tax deductor does not pay, apart from the tax lost to the government, there is also cost involved to the deductee, that is the persons who is receiving money. And it, in our daily life, we are both deductor as well as deductee. We are paying money to somebody and we are also getting money from somebody. So we are playing both roles. So we are suffering. And when we suffer, when we have to go to the assessing officer, go to the income tax department, leaving our business or profession in shambles, then I am suffering the loss by way of opportunity lost. Because my rival will be ahead of me because I am devoting a part of my time, not on my job, but on something else. So this is the cost of the society. So every person who is deducting, he must understand that ultimately it is the common man who suffers. He will file some grievance petition. So everybody from finance minister downward, everybody will be involved. Everybody take his time, and whatever they work, we are paid by the government. This payment from where come? From the taxpayers' money. We are getting our salary from taxpayers' money. So ultimately, the cost is to the taxpayers. So I got talking of three types of measures. So if the tax is not paid, it is like money of B was not transferred to C in time. So what? C will demand his money. If you give me my money, it was due. So it is the recovery of tax. Then he will say, okay, why did you default? You entered a breach of trust. So it is a civil default. Like suppose somebody land was grabbed, somebody money was taken. So there is civil breach. Okay? As a result, that person, the offender, will be penalized. Okay? At least he should remember that in future he should not do like that. So that is civil liability. So for that, penalty provision has been provided. Okay, but in this process, a criminal act is also done. The breach of trust, misrepresentation, telling lies, breach of faith. So for that, criminal proceeding is required, which is apart from the civil provision. And for that, 276B or BB of income tax is there, which is read with relevant provision of IPC and CRPC. And there, government, income tax department becomes one of the party, and criminal cases are filed before the magistrates to penalize by way of imprisonment. So whenever the infringement is done, so apart from non-payment of taxes, the infringement of civil law and criminal law is also done. So this is a nutshell, a overall view. In fact, in one of the association gathering, I was explaining the things. Then somebody told me, "You are threatening me." So okay, I am not threatening you. I am making you aware of the provision. So, and if I am on the right side of law, so why should I fear? Why should I feel threatened? So, that is in nutshell. A bird's eye view has been discussed by me, and I hope that you will fully take advantage of the seminar. And we, on our part, we are ready to interact with you at any time. In fact, we have organized such seminars with various sections of society, including the traders, including the manufacturers, civil servants, because civil servants at the head of the department, they are required to make deduction. Yeah. And one thing I will caution, in fact, this I am telling you because in one of the seminars where some of the advocates were called, he was explaining the legitimate way of tax avoidance. Tax avoidance means I manage my affairs in such a way that tax is not paid by me or minimum incidence of taxation. So if it is sanctioned by law, nobody objects.
நல்லா இல்லைன்னா காரி துப்பிடுவீங்க, கேப்டன் சைடில் காரி துப்பி போட்டு விட்டுருவீங்க. அந்த வகையில் நாங்கள் இந்த சின்ன பட தயாரிப்பாளர், சிறுபட தயாரிப்பாளர் உங்களுக்கு நன்றி சொல்ல கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கோம். தொழில் வந்து ரொம்ப எப்படி படம் எடுக்க கடைசியாக தயாரிப்பாளர் சிரிக்கிற ஒரே விழா வந்து இந்த ஆடியோ ஃபங்க்ஷன் தான். கேண்டீன் வியாபாரத்துக்காக தான் தியேட்டர் நடத்துறது மாதிரி சொல்லுவாங்க. சேதுபதினு ஒரு படம் ரிலீஸ் ஆன அன்னைக்கே வந்து டொரண்டோவில் ஆன்லைனில் போட்டு விட்டுருக்காங்க அந்த படத்தை. எவன் வீட்டில் தீயறியுது, நமக்கு என்ன எரிஞ்சிட்டு போகுதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு கம்முன்னு விட்டாங்க. எந்த நடிகர்கள் கஷ்டப்படுறாங்கன்னு தெரியல, எல்லாருமே நல்லா தான் இருக்காங்க. இப்போ வந்திருக்க நடிகரோட ப்ரொடியூசராக வந்த நடிகர் வந்திருக்காரு. ஸோ இவரும் நல்லா இருப்பாரு.